world is, you know, people quite often when we talk about AI, they sort of have this anxiety about the intelligence and the intelligence that's going to take over from us. I find that a bit bizarre, because for me it's like, you know, the feedback and the human in control, and the AI is my co-pilot to navigate the world and to learn and to learn better. So the concept of intelligence, I mean, I don't want to go too deep into this, but the kind of collective intelligence I wanted to sort of talk about a little bit, in terms of how we're going to move into a new world of a new kind of intelligence from us working with the machine, and how that is going to kind of enhance learning if we kind of construct it well. Where do you see this going?
Well, I'm less interested in the semantics of the word intelligence as to where it's going on the teaching front. And I am not convinced by this notion of human exceptionalism, that I've heard this for years and years and years. You'll never get rid of the teacher. Yeah? Really? I haven't been on a course for 40 years. Not one. And on the horizon now, for the first time, I used to agree with that premise until November 22. Because for the first time, you see real examples now. So let me give you some real examples. Already in higher education, it's all happening, not in Europe or it's happening in the US. Ashok Goel at Georgia Tech has been using, I mean, he had 9 teaching assistants on his artificial intelligence course. Brilliant kids, straight A students, Georgia Tech, swapped one out for a teaching bot. None of the kids spotted it. In fact, they put it up for a teaching award. It's an old example, but Ashok has been doing this since 2016. He's now folded ChatGPT into his bot, giving it 2 + 2 = 5 power. If you did CS50 course at Harvard on the Introduction to Computer Science, that every single student in Harvard wants to do because it's the most important course on your CV, that's now AI driven. So 3 AI, there's a rubber duck chatbot thing using ChatGPT, using RAG techniques and so on that support the course. Because if you want to scale from 1 to 10, from 1 to 30 in a school, 1 to 100 in a university, or 1 to 500, or 1 to 1,000 and on, you have no choice other than to use this technology. Absolutely none. There is no way you're giving any form of individual feedback to 500 people. Now, these systems are doing precisely that, and I really recommend the Gunn paper on this, because there's some really good research hitting the streets now. So that's a real experiment looking at the efficacy of this technology on feedback alone. And so they left that there were 3 forms of feedback studied. There was peer feedback, individual student feedback, and also AI ChatGPT feedback. In all 3 cases, it was outperforming what they had previously. So I think feedback is a really big one. Yeah. But remember what the Harvard course is. You can go and do that course on edX right now without encountering a single teacher. And it's a bloody good course, because you're doing stuff and you're getting feedback. It's making you code. You will do some C and some Python and JavaScript, and it will inspect your code automatically and give you feedback that's so extraordinary no human being could do it on that scale. So I think we have real examples hitting the streets already of this technology, and it's not even a year, it's only a year and 3 months old. But why is it happening in the US and nowhere else? Because they're not getting bogged down in the ethics and abstract discussions around AGI and whether it's going to be more. If anybody here works in AI, it's so difficult to do anything that the idea that it's going to murder you in your bed one night is so preposterous. It astonishes me. This whole, it's not really ethics, because people aren't looking at ethics here. They're moralizing. You know, they want to kill it. They're scared of it. But actually, all that talk of AI running amok is such bullshit, because it's a defense mechanism.
Yeah, it's because we're letting it, you know, through the defense mechanism. We're letting it.
Supposing I said to you all, I've got an envelope in my back pocket, it's got this amazing piece of technology, it's going to free your lives up forever. You'll all spend a huge chunk of your income on it, but 1.4 million people a year will die horrible mangled deaths, like a World War casualty list. Another 1.8 to 2 million will have life-changing injuries. How many people want the envelope from my back pocket? Hands up. No, well, you all did it. You bought a motor car, didn't you? You bought a motor car, an amazing piece of technology, and 1.4 million people die mangled deaths, and another 2 million die. But we don't have professors of ethics and motoring. But boy, have I seen a lot of professors of AI and ethics pop up since November last year. Where did they all come from? Suddenly in a day, everybody's an expert in ethics.
Yeah.
Really?
We weren't going to talk about ethics in this session.
Oh, it so annoys me because I think actually it will be the death knell of Europe. So I don't know if you look at the regulations that are coming out of Europe at the moment, they are absolute shambles. And the great danger is that we will use, literally Europe will be in dire straits because of this. That's why I point to America. If you want to look at the research, it's all coming out of the US now.
Yeah, it is. No, I agree with you, and I think Europe needs to change its game.